This is an A.J. Duggar exclusive.
Okay, it is A.J. Duggar talking to Finess on the phone. How you doing out there, Finess?
I'm doing great, man.
Cool. Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning. But for people who don't know who you are, Finess is a rapper in Nashville. She's blowing up big. Now, tell me, where are you from?
I'm originally from Hampton, Virginia.
Okay. And I know I met you at Austin Peay. We took some classes together, and it's funny how God works because the second story I ever wrote in my life was for the All-State, and it was on you back when you were starting out in the rap game. So it's funny how both of us kind of came full circle, and we're meeting.
That's right.
We're going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay. So how'd you come up with the name Finess?
Well, as you said, I was at Austin Peay playing basketball, and although I'm 6'1", I never really liked being down low and doing all the pounding with the big girls. So my coach used to always say I was a finesse player because I like to kind of shake and bake more than I did like the gangbang, down there in the trenches. So they started saying that a lot, and actually one of the men's basketball players, Squeaky, he knew I rapped, and he was like, "You should just go by Finesse." So it just came about like that.
Okay, and yeah, for everybody that doesn't know Finess in person, she like she said, she's tall, she's got dreads. Matter of fact, I think yours might be a little bit longer than mine. How long you been growing yours?
It's been 5 years now.
5 years. I've been growing mine 4. Okay. All right, and how long have you been rapping?
I started rapping again in school. Just, I like poetry, so I always wrote poetry growing up. And when it came to college, I heard another female rapper, like, doing her thing or whatever, but I didn't really enjoy it, I guess you would say. So I was like, well, maybe I should take my poetry and turn it into music. So I just got a whole bunch of little industry beats and started doing that and making little theme songs for the basketball team to run out to, and got it with Duck, who was doing his thing at Austin Peay already. And that's how it kind of started, man. It's just been going since then.
Cool. Okay, and let's talk about your new song. That song, That's How It Goes. Now, this to me, it's a brand new, it's an artistic side of you, and the video was high. I'm really excited for you. That video was tight, and the song.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Okay, and what's the song about?
That's How It Goes is my way of saying that throughout life, like anything you do, it can be good, it can be bad. Like you'll have a good day, you'll have a bad day, you have an okay day. That's just how it goes. Like that's everybody's life. We're all human, no matter the race, no matter the sex, any of that. Everybody has those same ups and downs in their life. So that's just kind of how it goes for everybody. So I just felt like that was something, that could kind of illustrate that for everybody that listens to it is, sometimes you live, sometimes you die. That's what everybody's going to do.
Right. Okay, yeah, I hear you on that. And the lyrics to the song, too, one thing that struck me is when you go, if I'm different, then I'm what the game's been missing, perfecting the fundamentals while I'm playing my position. Now, okay, now tell me, okay, one thing I noticed is that your music to me takes it back to the 90s because you got elements of R&B because the song is a groove. And, it takes me back to people like Queen Latifah, Nas, Tupac, Biggie, Bone, Warren G, people like that. So were these people an influence on your style?
Absolutely, man. Growing up in Virginia is kind of different for me. So, like, being in Tennessee and down south, they grew up on different people than what I grew up on being in Virginia. And you touched on it, like, different artists that were speaking messages and telling stories with their lyrics. And, just, like, my favorite rapper is Jay-Z. I love Nas. I love what Queen Latifah came through and did. MC Lyte, Missy Elliott. I mean, like, Common. But for me, it's always been about actually saying something instead of just making a song that we can dance to one time and turn it off. So, yeah, with that line, I feel like everybody wants to point out how music is going and how everybody's falling in line to try to hit one mark, try to make it. So, I mean, being different is not always a bad thing is what I'm saying with that. You know, if you're going to call me different, that's great. Maybe that's what exactly is needed in the game. That's what has been missing. And I'll stay in my own lane. I don't have to switch over and do what everybody else is trying to do. I'll stay in my own lane and perfect that. And I'll just play my own position. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, when the time comes, I'll have my A game on, but it's still in my own lane, playing my own position, not trying to do what everybody else is trying to do.
I got you. And how many albums or mixtapes have you put out during your career?
I put out a mixtape when I was in college, but since I've been serious, I've done 2 mixtapes. There's a Connected and Respected series that I did. So the first one was with DJ Ames from the UK and DJ Whitey from Nashville. And then I did a Connected and Respected 2, which was with DJ Mr. King from Ohio and DJ Slick, the leader of the Kip Camp DJs from Kentucky. So those were the first 2 that when I started taking it serious here in Nashville, I did to kind of get my sound out there. But for those of them, you know, who don't know me, I used to go by Finesse the Boss. So those 2 tapes were under Finesse the Boss. Right Here and That's How It Goes, the new song you spoke of, those are the first records I've dropped under just Finesse, Drop the Boss. It's like a transition period. And just trying to get the music back to what I originally intended it to do, which was tell a story and, you know, speak about what I've actually been seeing in my life.
Okay. So now, is this a new album you're dropping, or is this a mixtape?
Man, really, to be honest with you, it's just music, man. I'm just trying to make music, and, you know, I'll keep making it as long as there's people out there listening and supporting it. I mean, without a label and everything being involved, I have no structure or no requirements that I have to do, you know? So I'm just making the music, putting the visual to it to kind of bring it to life even more, and just trying to build that support and that fan base to where I can drop a project. Because what I found with my first projects was, you know, I put a lot of work into them and, you know, put them up there for download, and they get, you know, a few downloads, but everybody's dropping full projects, so they get lost in the shuffle, you know? And then everybody says, like what you said, when's your next one coming? But, you know, that's 15 songs.
Right.
So it's like now I'm looking at it like, you know, I'll drop That's How It Goes and let people talk about that for a month or 2, drop another record, let them talk about that. So it's a continuous flow instead of just dropping my tape and then starting to work on another one and letting that one kind of fall by the wayside. So, I mean, we're making the music, we're putting it up on iTunes for download. It's all available on my site if you need it, finesseichess.com. So that's how we're going to do it right now.
Okay, and you got the video. So are there any other things that you're doing to promote it that we should be looking out for?
Especially online with social networking, of course. All my sites are Finesse IHS, and that's, you know, FINESSIHS.com, or Twitter, MySpace, Facebook, any of that. You can put Finesse IHS in there and you'll find me. So, like I said, right now it's just starting over, kind of. Is basically tapping into the real sound that I want to create, making sure that I hit the demographic that I'm aiming at, which is everybody. So, you know, I'm not discriminating against anyone. You know, the music's clean, so it's family friendly. Had some parents recently, like, hit me up, like, man, when you going to drop some more music? So it's kind of interesting to see people my parents' age, you know, kind of rocking with the music, all the way down to people in high school now, and, you know, that's kind of interesting. So, I'm just trying to keep the music going, man. I'm still learning. I'm still perfecting like I said, perfecting my craft right now. So I'm just watching the industry.
Gotcha. And you know what? It's funny you mentioned that people of all ages like your music, because I noticed that when I listen to you flow, I don't hear no bad language. I haven't heard any N-words or nothing like that. And, you know, in a world full of MCs who use vulgar language, you keep it friendly and positive. So was this an intentional thing?
Well, what happened really is, I mean, I don't feel like I'm really just like a vulgar person. Like, if you just, I don't curse and, you know, say all that in my regular life. I use the N-word in my regular life. But what happened really with the music was, when I first started rapping, you know, you just do what you've seen done. I started talking about, you know, gang banging and, man, I'll clock you with this 9 and all that kind of stuff. That wasn't even me. I just thought that's what a rapper was supposed to do. So when I sat back and listened to it, I'm like, man, I wouldn't play this for my mom. You know, this is not something I would take home and be proud of and be like, hey, Mom, look what I'm doing.
Right.
So I had to keep it real myself, and I just, from that point forward, I decided to make music that was me. It was true, and that I could be proud of no matter who hears it. So, I mean, it's great because like I can take my songs and my music to church. You know, let my pastor hear it. I can let my mom hear it. I can let my dad hear it. You know, I can let everybody who I respect, you know, hear it because I'm not doing something other than what's me. So what you're hearing on my records is really me. You won't hear me using all that language in my regular life. And really, if you think about it, like how I broke it down to myself is, I go to work all day and I don't curse, you know, while you're at work. And then I go to school when I was in school, you know, and I'm not cursing on my teachers, you know, and go to church. You're not cursing at church. So there's so many areas in your life where you really spend not cursing. Why use those few areas where you don't have those boundaries and just be vulgar? You know, that it just didn't make sense to me, so I basically just don't use that language. Okay. But it helps. I don't have to, you know, record the same song twice and try to put it on the radio, have my club version, have my radio version. I just got the one version that can go anywhere. Gotcha.
And that makes me ask you this. So who would you like to work with in the future?
Man, there's so many people I love to work with. On the level I'm at right now, to be honest, like one of the main people I would love to kind of flow with would be like Lido, all-star from Nashville. He's like crazy with the lyrics. I like lyrical rappers, so first off, let me say that. But yeah, I would love to work with Lido on something. Big Crit, that's my big bro right there. He's definitely doing his thing right now. I would love to work with him on a record. Reaching all the way out there, I would say somebody like maybe Big Sean. I really like his movement, what he's got working. So I had a Prince, I like him. I'm kind of riding with the new guys coming in, you know. I really like what's going on right now. I feel like it's very conducive to what I'm trying to do. You know, it's creating, everybody's got their movement going. So that's why I'm saying, like right now I'm in the building phase of just trying to get that movement going to where it's building awareness, and other people like these artists that we're talking about will become aware of what we're doing and, you know, wanna collab.
Okay. And I've had some people ask me, I know that Young Duck is gospel now. He's a gospel rapper, but you guys had so much chemistry back in the day. Is there a chance you guys would ever reunite for anything?
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible. But like you say, yeah, he's definitely the prodigal son now is what he's going by, you know, and man, blessings to him. He's doing his thing. Him and the boys, his brother, you know, they are really, really, really picking up momentum on what they're working on right now. But, I mean, it's not a stretch. I mean, I make clean music, like we said, so it's not like I'm just so far away from it. We definitely keep in touch with my brother, you know, so I can say that's definitely a possibility. You know what I mean?
Okay, and let me ask you this. So if you weren't an MC or a rapper, what would you be?
Well, first off, I'm still going to be me because that's how I feel right now anyway, is rap is just one element of my life. So I definitely want to be successful. That's my main thing. It really doesn't matter how I get the success. I really just want to make sure that my family's taken care of, I'm taken care of, and nobody's worried around me. My degree is in broadcast media, which is, you know, audio and video production, so I definitely want to get into some of that. But at this point, I'm just really taking it, you know, for what it's worth right now. I'm taking it how it's coming, working on my music, trying to get that part as far as possible, because I just feel like that'll open so many doors. And if I wasn't in front of the scenes or, you know, the main artist, I definitely would be doing something in the music industry, whether it's perfecting my recording game, my engineering game, or getting interviews with artists, just doing something to be around it. And I could be a radio personality, something that just keeps me with the music, hip-hop, and everything that's going on. I like fashion, too, so.
Okay, yeah, because I remember, I think I took a broadcasting class with you.
I used to use my deep voice on the radio.
Man, we used to get popping in Austin Peay.
Yeah, we did. Okay, well, I'm going to leave you with this last question. Is there anything else that you want our readers to know about you that I haven't asked you about?
That I really love this, man, and a new record I actually just did yesterday is called I Mean It. And that's really the message that I do want to give everybody who gets a chance to meet me, to hear me, to see me, any of that, man. I mean this. I'm doing it for me, and I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for real people out here. I think we spend a lot of time as artists talking about when we making it can buy 100 cars, but I'm talking about having the one car that I have right now and making sure I'm paying on it, making sure my insurance is right. I mean, it's a lot of people in the middle class, you know, so that's really what I would say. And hit me up, man. Check me out on Facebook, on Twitter. I love Twitter, man. I write back. Check out the videos on my YouTube page. All of it's Finess IHS, and you can find it all on finessihs.com.
Okay. And speaking of which, booking information, are you touring or anything like that at the moment?
At the present moment, man, I got an upcoming show in September, the 24th of September, man, for actually celebrating the AIDS walk that's going on. So I'm doing it, you know, with the charity for that. And then in October, I may be a part of another charity event. So right now, I'm just trying to make the music and work on that part first before I jump out on tour. I want to make sure I have people that, like I said, are supporting and coming out to these shows instead of just going in there and performing for 2 or 3 people, you know. So, I mean, I definitely appreciate where I am now. You know, we've got maybe I'd say a couple hundred people on board with the IHS movement, rocking the T-shirts, hitting up the website, doing the downloading. But we're just trying to spread that out, you know, to some more cities and get it popping before we go on tour.
Okay. All right. Well,
This is an A.J. Duggar exclusive.